It's that time of year again. It's almost time for Amazon Prime Day. And so in honor of that sale coming up, I wanted to share with you guys some of my absolute favorite Amazon finds for your homeschool. Of course, we don't know what's going to go on sale on Amazon Prime Day, but we do know it's coming. And so I want you guys to be prepared and have an idea of all the fun things you can get on Amazon that can help you in your homeschool. So let's get started. First up, let's look at some tools that will help you in learning and teaching as a homeschool teacher. First up would have to be my absolute favorite, which are these visual timers that we use in our homeschool on a regular basis. We actually got them in both colors that are offered so that I could even have each child have a different color when I'm working with my two younger ones. It's very simple. You hold down the button and then you turn it to set the timer. It sets it both digitally and visually with this. And I press start and it starts counting down for my child. We use this in so many different ways in our homeschool, both for my kiddos who have ADHD and who do well, knowing that there is a timer set, and also just utilizing it for things like, okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. All right, so, well, I'm working with this kid right now, but in 10 minutes, mommy will come and work with you. Such a great tool for ADHD learners, for younger learners who maybe still have trouble with time and need that visual, or for your special needs kiddos. Next up are two tools that we use to help us with reading. So this past year, my daughter was part of a literacy group that was helping her with her reading skills, and two tools that they introduced for her was a pointing finger and having the viewfind reader. So we've had these color overlays before, and we've had the little viewfinders where it has a small slit cut out where it blocks off, the color parts block off the text for your child, and the clear part has just what your child needs to read for that specific sentence. I've utilized these before, but one thing I liked about the ones that they used in their group is that they had larger places to block off more text, so there's less confusion for your child. I also like the fact that they paired it with the little pointing hand, because now my child, I'm able to hold the book for her and she takes the pointing hand and she can follow along word for word, and it leaves no room for distractions or frustrations when she accidentally is reading the wrong word in a sentence or the wrong sentence within the page. Amazon Prime Day usually comes with some great deals on sticker packs, and we love sticker packs for all sorts of things in our homeschool. There's a wide variety of them, small ones, big ones, medium ones, anything you can imagine, but we use these to help motivate our kids, especially if you have younger ones. Just a sticker just to surprise them on a random day. Like, you just did a great job. I'm gonna give you a sticker for that. Can be great. If you have little ones like babies and toddlers, stickers are actually a huge lifesaver. For my kids, I would give them scrap pieces of paper or shreds of construction paper when they were little. They would be in the high chair next to us while I was teaching the older kids, and I would have one of these sticker sheets. If they're old enough, you could hand them a sticker sheet and they can pull off the stickers and put them on the piece of paper. But when they were too little for that even, I would hold the stickers in my hand and I would just take one off and hand it to them, and they would place it on their piece of paper while I was teaching and talking to the kids. It saved us so much time, and it really kept their interest for quite a while, even for my boys, which there wasn't much that kept my boys' attention at that age. Now, I know I talk about this every single year, and I thought about not mentioning it, but it really is my favorite thing to get on Amazon Prime Day, and that is the Ticonderoga pencils. Hands down, best pencils that are out there. They sharpen evenly, they don't break, the erasers actually work, and they don't fall off easily. And so we have been using them for several years now. I've thrown out every other kind of pencil in my home, and that's exclusively what we use. But they do have several different options that I want to make you aware of. They actually have a fatter, bigger pencil that you can utilize with younger kids. And I know that seems counterintuitive. Sometimes we think that younger kids need smaller pencils because their hands are small, but in fact, it's actually easier for them to write with a larger pencil. They even have the My First pencils from Ticonderoga that are in a triangle shape, so it fits more naturally in your child's hand and helps them to have a better pencil grasp. We utilize these both for my younger kids and for my daughter who has arthritis because it's better on her joints. So we've actually, now that my older kids are doing more computer work or using pens more, we've actually moved to using just those fatter pencils. One of the things I was having trouble with was finding things to sharpen it, because our sharpener is just a traditional sharpener for a traditional pencil. So I did find out that the Ticonderoga pencils actually have a sharpener on the go specifically for the fatter ones. So it'll work on the thin ones too, but it works on the fatter ones. So we keep that on our on the go bag. Speaking of on the go bag, let's move over to some of my favorite organizational tools that might be on sale as well. My on the go bag is definitely a favorite. It has a zipper pouch on top so that you're able to keep your schoolwork securely in there. It holds a lot of stuff in there and has a lot of exterior pockets that you can utilize. Perfect for library trips, perfect for field trips, but we actually use this for school on the go. Anytime we need to take school with us, we grab this bag, we load it up with whatever we have to do for the day, and we can take school with us anywhere we need. One of the things we store in this bag always is our clipboards for school on the go. They have a cool little container at the bottom to hold your pencils, color pencils, whatever you need. But then they also open up on the inside so you can have things like paper, you can have kids' worksheets, whatever they might need on the inside. So this is great for a little desk for them to take with them. We did upgrade these recently. I had bought the same brand. I had bought it, oh my gosh, probably 10 years ago, and we just recently had to replace them. So they hold up really well to a lot of wear and tear, and we get them in different colors so that everyone can keep track of which one is theirs. Another on-the-go storage thing that we really love at our homeschool is we actually got these new trunk organizers for the back of our van. They work great in our 15-passenger van, which is hugely helpful because while we have tons of trunk space, it also means everything rolls around. If you know, you know. But even if you have a minivan, this trunk organizer is really, really helpful because it's divided into sections. So I can have all sorts of things for co-ops because we're doing a lot of carting stuff around for co-ops. We've got the ability to put things like our school on the bag go, or maybe you want to just keep some educational activities in the car if you guys need to stop and do an appointment or get your tires changed or things like that. But what I loved about this one in particular is that it also has a cooler bag that fits in the back section. So this was really great when we did field trips or when we did co-op because I'm always packing lunches, and this was big enough to pack for my entire family, not just one person. For inside storage, there are so many options, and I have done whole videos on organizational tools you can use in your homeschool. I'll link that down in the description below. But we actually have really been loving these clear organizing magazine dividers. So I've for years have had my rolling cart with magazine dividers on the top, and you guys have been asking where to get them. Shortly after I bought them, they stopped selling them on Amazon, which was so sad because they were actually thin enough to fit like on a bookshelf or on a thinner like rolling cart or whatnot. These clear ones have been the perfect solution to fix that problem because we got these Billy bookshelves behind us where we organize and hold a lot of our school supplies. I wanted things to be able to keep our books kind of set up. We also have a lot of kids that have workbooks or that like thin workbooks or have things like the spiral bounding that tends to kind of flop over. So now having these magazine dividers, I'm able to have something that looks nice that we can label per child, or maybe they have a couple depending on that child and their schoolwork, but they fit perfectly in these tighter spaces. I also like to look for organizational tools on Amazon Prime Day, like the rings that we use for our discovery decks. These rings are so versatile and can be used for so many different things. Getting things like laminating pouches, laminators, cutting, like paper cutters, those kinds of things are also a great thing to snag on this day for these deals that'll help you keep organized and keep all of your supplies together. Now, a few of our favorite sensory friendly finds is last year we actually ended up getting a couple of different weighted blankets from Amazon and have absolutely loved them. They've held up beautifully, and we keep them inside of our living room, inside one of our ottoman couch cushion storage area, because I have several kids who struggle with dysregulation for various reasons. And so especially when they're doing school and they're getting overwhelmed or they're getting stressed, this is something that they can just get under that blanket for just a little bit of time, and it helps to just calm them down. It's so good. It's been wonderful for my ADHD kiddos to have that ability to calm down quickly. And while it might not seem like a school supply, it's actually something we use a lot in our school day. We also use Fidgets a lot. Some of our favorite Fidgets are the Neo-Dough cubes. We've had these now for 2 years, I think, and they're holding up beautifully. None of them have broken at all, and kids have smashed them and pushed them and pulled them and all the things, and they hold up great. I'm also going to leave a link down below to several of our other favorite Fidgets that actually hold up, because I have Fidgets that I've had and we go through them very quickly because they're not very good quality, and then we have better quality ones. So I will leave those down in the description for you guys, but I recommend having a fidget bucket. We have one in our cabinet, and this is where my kids go when they need a fidget while we're doing read alouds. They get a fidget while we're doing math. They do a fidget like whenever we need it. We've got fidgets everywhere, and all the kids who come to our house know that, and they love to go to that basket and find what kind of fun treats we have in there for them to choose from. I also have some kiddos with special needs who really struggle with a lot of like oral fixation and want to chew on things or bite on things. If I don't give them something to chew on, they will chew on their shirt or their hair or things like that. So because of that, I found several of my favorite finds is many of Amazon's Chewy necklaces. I'm gonna link 2 packs that we've used down in the description below. One is a thinner material bottle. It's much lighter and softer if your child has more sensitivity with biting into things. And then if your child is a more serious chewer, I've got one that's a little bit more heavy duty. It's what I use for my one of my daughters who has special needs, because she, as she likes to say, will annihilate the thinner ones because she chews so aggressively on them. But having something like that where they can have it around their neck, it's discreet, it's not a big deal, but they can take it and use it to help them to focus, is really a great tool. Last but not least, always keep a lookout for book deals. There are some amazing, amazing book deals that you can find on Amazon Prime Day. I love to look for curriculum, so things like the math facts that stick. There's addition facts, subtraction facts, division, all the things, right? The facts that stick, those are great books that you can grab usually on Amazon Prime Day. You might find books from your favorite authors. Look ahead for ones that you want to do for read alouds, or for ones that you want to do for assigned reading for your kids, because there's oftentimes either a buy two get one free, sometimes there's a buy one get one free, sometimes there's a $25 off your purchase of $50 or more of books. You never know what it is, but there seems like there's always some kind of deal around books. So get your book list ready, put those items in your cart, and then check on Amazon Prime Day and see if any of those are included in the deals. If you want to learn more about what we are going to be doing for read alouds this upcoming year, be sure to stay tuned and subscribe, because I'm going to have a video coming about that very soon.